Okay, let's just jump right in. It's one of those questions that seems kind of simple on the surface, but the answer really unlocks a whole lot about the roads we drive on every single day. Highway versus freeway. What actually is the difference? I mean, you've probably said it a million times, right? You're stuck in traffic, complaining about the highway, or was it the freeway? We all use the words pretty much interchangeably, and when you're not moving, it doesn't feel like it matters much. But, well, it turns out it really, really does. So, is this just a technicality, a bit of road nerd trivia? Or is there a real fundamental difference that actually changes how we drive and even how safe we are out there?
Oh, yeah, it absolutely matters. In fact, if you understand one single concept, just one key difference, it explains pretty much everything. It's the secret behind speed, it's the secret behind safety, and it's the reason our entire road network is built the way it is.
So, what is that secret ingredient? It all boils down to one simple word: access. How you get on and off the road, that's the whole ballgame. All right, let's start with the big picture. Think of highway as the giant umbrella term. It's the parent category. The Federal Highway Administration basically defines it as any major public road that connects towns and cities. And that means it can have all the stuff that, slows you down. Stoplights, intersections, cars pulling right out of a parking lot into your lane, you get the idea. Now, a freeway, that's a whole different animal. It's a very specific type of highway. Its one defining feature is what engineers call full control of access. What that really means is it's a closed system. It's a road built for one thing and one thing only, moving at high speed without any interruptions. So here it is. This is the one sentence to tattoo on your brain from this whole explainer. All freeways are highways, but not all highways are freeways. It's just like saying all squares are rectangles, but, not all rectangles are squares. Same exact logic.
And this chart breaks down exactly what that control of access looks like in the real world. On a freeway, it's a totally sterile environment. You only get on and off using ramps, there are no traffic signals, no cars getting across your path because of overpasses and underpasses. A highway, on the other hand, is just full of potential interactions. Intersections, driveways, you name it. That's why one lets you cruise at 70 and the other has you stuck at a red light.
So this all raises a pretty obvious question. Why bother? Why go through all the trouble and expense to build these massive, complicated roads? Well, the answer comes down to two things we all care about: speed and, even more importantly, safety. I mean, seriously, think about it. Building a freeway with all those cloverleaf ramps and giant overpasses is insanely expensive compared to just paving a flat road. So what's the payoff? Why do we do it? The answer starts with this number: 32. Just 32. What in the world could that possibly be? That is the number of potential conflict points, which is just a fancy way of saying places where cars can smash into each other at a single, standard, four-way intersection. Every left turn, every car going straight, every merge, it all creates risk, 32 of them in one spot. And that is the absolute genius of the freeway. The entire design, the ramps, the medians, the overpasses, it's all one giant engineering project with a single goal: get rid of those conflict points. And guess what? It works. Per mile traveled, freeways are, statistically, the safest roads we've got. And of course, when you get rid of all the interruptions, you get to go a lot faster. Freeways are built for that constant, smooth flow, which is why speeds of 65, 75, even 85 miles per hour are possible. Your typical highway, with all the stopping and starting and turning, it just can't compete. The speed is always going to be lower and way less predictable. So how did we even get here? This massive system of high-speed, controlled roads didn't just appear overnight. It was an evolution, really, driven by new technology and by good old-fashioned necessity. The idea actually goes way back. In 1930, a lawyer named Edward Bassett coined the term freeway. He needed a legal way to describe a road that was only for movement, so property owners couldn't demand a driveway connecting to it. Then in 1940, we got a real taste of it with the Pennsylvania Turnpike. But the real game changer, the big one, was 1956. President Eisenhower, who had seen Germany's Autobahn during World War II, signed the Federal Aid Highway Act. This wasn't just about getting to your vacation spot faster, it was about national defense and commerce. And this really shows you a critical dynamic here. Our cars and our roads have always been in a dance, evolving together. The first cars needed something better than dirt paths, so we paved them.
As cars got faster, the roads had to get straighter and safer. And now, as our cars get smarter, they're starting to demand smarter roads to match. It's a constant feedback loop. Of course, just to make things a little more confusing, as these roads spread across the country, they picked up all sorts of local names. An interstate is always a freeway, built to a high federal standard. A turnpike or tollway, that's just a freeway you gotta pay to use. An expressway is the trickiest one. It could be a full-blown freeway or something in between. And, oh yeah, if you're ever in Southern California, whatever you do, don't call it 405. It's the 405. Trust me on that one. So that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. Where does this road evolution go from here? What's the next generation gonna look like?
Well, if we look back at that evolution, the next step becomes pretty clear. Our roads are shifting from being just passive stretches of concrete to being active partners in driving, adapting to a world with both human drivers and, increasingly, automated cars. We're talking about smart freeways. Imagine the road itself communicating directly with your car, warning it about black ice 2 miles ahead, or a system that automatically manages traffic flow to prevent jams before they even start. The ultimate vision might even be dedicated lanes where self-driving cars travel together in high-speed, super-efficient packs, almost like a train on the highway. Which leaves us with one last, pretty fascinating question. The whole point of the original freeway was to give us freedom. Freedom from stop signs, from intersections. So what will the next generation, the smart freeway, give us freedom from? Traffic jams? Human error? Or maybe, just maybe, freedom from the need to drive at all?
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more How Meets History.